Picture this: a jet so fast it outruns its own missiles. A machine so high-flying, enemy radar can't even see it. Built in the 1960s, and its speed record still stands. These are aircraft that shatter the sound barrier like it's nothing, hit speeds over 2,000 miles per hour, and feature engineering that defies physics. Get ready for the 15 fastest fighter jets ever built, and number one will blow your mind. Let's dive in. We're kicking off our list with Europe's pride and joy, the Eurofighter Typhoon. Now, Mach 2.0 might seem tame compared to what's coming, but don't let that fool you. This beast was designed by a coalition of Britain, Germany, Italy, and Spain, and it represents cutting-edge multi-role capability. The Typhoon can hit 1,320 miles per hour at altitude, and what makes it special isn't just speed. It's agility. With canards and delta wings working together, this fighter can turn on a dime while maintaining supersonic speeds. It's the perfect balance of brains and brawn, capable of switching from air dominance to precision ground attack in a single mission. With its twin Eurojet EJ-200 engines, the Typhoon can sustain high-G maneuvers that would cripple older jets, all while carrying a devastating payload of missiles and smart bombs. The F-4 Phantom II is a legend. Period. Introduced in 1960, this was America's workhorse during the Vietnam War, and it earned every bit of its reputation. Capable of Mach 2.23, that's roughly 1,470 miles per hour, the Phantom wasn't just fast, it was versatile, serving as a fighter, bomber, and reconnaissance platform all in one. Here's something wild. The F-4 set 16 world records, including an absolute speed record of 1,606 miles per hour in 1961. Pilots loved it because it could carry a massive weapons load while still outrunning most threats. Even today, some countries still fly modernized versions of this Cold War titan. The Phantom proved that speed combined with firepower wins wars. Now we're heading east to China's J-10 Vigorous Dragon. This is China's answer to Western air superiority, and it hits Mach 2.2 with ease. What makes the J-10 fascinating is how much mystery surrounds it. Developed in secrecy during the 1990s, this fighter combines elements from various Western and Russian designs. Its delta-wing canard configuration gives it exceptional maneuverability at high speeds. The J-10 represents China's growing technological independence. They're not just copying anymore, they're innovating. And while Western experts initially dismissed it, recent upgrades have shown this dragon has serious bite. At 1,450 miles per hour, it's proving that speed isn't just a Western game anymore. The F-104 Starfighter earned a nickname that tells you everything: the missile with a man in it. This aircraft was radical when it debuted in 1954. Designer Kelly Johnson wanted pure speed, and he got it. Mach 2.2, or about 1,450 miles per hour. But here's the catch: those razor-thin wings that made it fast also made it dangerous. The Starfighter had one of the highest accident rates in aviation history, especially in German service, where it was called Widowmaker. Yet pilots who mastered it loved the raw performance. It could zoom climb to 90,000 feet and set an altitude record that stood for years. The F-104 taught us that sometimes pushing boundaries means accepting risk. France's Dassault Mirage 2000 combines elegance with lethality. Reaching Mach 2.2, this delta-wing beauty has been a mainstay of French air power since 1984. What separates the Mirage from its competitors is its philosophy: sophisticated electronics married to a clean, efficient airframe. The French pioneered fly-by-wire technology in production fighters with this jet, giving pilots unprecedented control at extreme speeds. During the Gulf War, Mirage 2000s flew combat missions with devastating effectiveness. It's still in service across multiple continents, proving that French engineering isn't just about style, it's about substance. And as we climb higher on this list, you'll see that breaking Mach 2.2 was just the beginning. Hey, if you're enjoying this countdown of pure speed and engineering insanity, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe. We've got more incredible aviation content coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's ahead. Plus, drop a comment telling me which jet you think should be number one. Now let's keep going. The F-22 Raptor. Just saying the name sends chills down enemy spines. This fifth-generation stealth fighter tops out at Mach 2.25, around 1,500 miles per hour. But speed is almost secondary to what makes the Raptor special. This jet can supercruise, meaning it maintains supersonic speeds without afterburners, making it nearly invisible to infrared detection. Combined with stealth technology that makes it look like a bird on radar, the F-22 is essentially a ghost that can strike before you even know it's there. Only 187 were built, making each one worth over $350 million. Pilots say flying it feels like cheating. Enemy jets never see them coming. The Raptor redefined air dominance for the 21st century. The Soviet Union's answer to American Teen Series fighters was the MiG-29 Fulcrum, and it's every bit as capable as it looks. Matching the F-22's speed at Mach 2.25, the MiG-29 was designed to be simple, rugged, and deadly. Here's something most people don't know. It can operate from damaged runways thanks to special intake covers that prevent debris from entering the engines. This was Cold War pragmatism at its finest. Build a fighter that works anywhere, anytime. The Fulcrum's thrust-to-weight ratio gives it incredible acceleration, and in a dogfight, it can pull maneuvers that would make Western pilots sweat. Thousands were built, and they're still flying in over 25 countries. The MiG-29 proved Soviet engineers knew exactly what they were doing. Its compact frame makes it highly maneuverable, while the twin engines provide both power and redundancy, a hallmark of Soviet design. The MiG-29 proved Soviet engineers knew exactly what they were doing, balancing simplicity, speed, and lethality in a single aircraft. The F-106 Delta Dart doesn't get enough credit. As America's primary interceptor during the Cold War, this sleek delta-wing fighter hit Mach 2.31, about 1,525 miles per hour, and its job was simple: hunt down Soviet bombers before they reached American cities. What made the Delta Dart special was its integration with SAGE, the Semi-Automatic Ground Environment System. This jet could be flown remotely from the ground if needed, making it one of the first fighters with advanced automation. In 1959, an unmanned F-106 performed a perfect landing after the pilot ejected. It earned the nickname Cornfield Bomber and became a legend. The Delta Dart served for over 3 decades, proving reliability matters as much as speed. Beyond its impressive stats, the F-106 featured cutting-edge radar and fire control systems for its era, allowing it to detect and intercept incoming threats far beyond visual range. Its sleek design minimized drag while maximizing acceleration, making it one of the most efficient high-speed interceptors ever built. Pilots praised its responsive handling at supersonic speeds, cementing its place in aviation history as a Cold War icon. Now we're talking serious business. The Sukhoi Su-27 Flanker is Russia's heavyweight champion, capable of Mach 2.35, roughly 1,550 miles per hour. But numbers don't tell the whole story. The flanker is massive, with a combat range that dwarfs most Western fighters. It was specifically designed to counter the F-15, and in many ways, it succeeded. The Su-27's aerodynamic design allows for insane maneuvers like the famous Cobra, where the plane essentially stands on its tail mid-flight. This isn't just showmanship, it's a legitimate combat tactic that can defeat incoming missiles. The flanker family has spawned variants still being produced today, and it remains the backbone of Russian and Chinese air forces. Beyond raw power, the Su-27 was a statement of Soviet engineering ambition, boasting cutting-edge radar, long-range missiles, and unmatched dogfighting capability for its time. Pilots praise its thrust-to-weight ratio, which lets it climb, turn, and accelerate like few others. And when you see one at an air show, you understand why pilots respect it. It's a machine built to dominate the skies, both then and now. Top Gun made it famous, but the F-14 Tomcat was already a legend before Hollywood got involved. Hitting Mach 2.34, about 1,544 miles per hour, this carrier-based fighter was designed for one primary mission: protect the fleet from long-range Soviet bombers and cruise missiles. Those variable geometry swing wings weren't just cool, they were functional genius. Swept back for high speed, extended for low-speed carrier landings. The Tomcat could track and engage 6 targets simultaneously with its Phoenix missiles, a capability that seemed like science fiction in the 1970s. Iranian Tomcats scored over 160 air-to-air victories during the Iran-Iraq War, proving this wasn't just a pretty face. The F-14 served the US Navy for 35 years before retiring in 2006, and pilots still call it the greatest fighter ever made. Beyond raw performance, the Tomcat introduced advanced avionics and radar systems that set a new standard for naval aviation. Its long-range missile capabilities allowed it to engage threats before they even reached carrier groups, changing the way naval battles were fought. And despite its size and complexity, the F-14 remained remarkably agile, earning a reputation among pilots as both beautiful and deadly. If you're loving this dive into the fastest jets ever built, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more jaw-dropping aviation stories and high-speed legends coming your way, and you don't want to miss a single one. Drop a comment below and tell us which aircraft blew your mind the most. The F-111 Aardvark was weird, ambitious, and absolutely brilliant. Though technically a strike aircraft, it could hit Mach 2.5, 1,650 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest operational jets in history. What made the Aardvark revolutionary was its variable sweep wings and terrain-following radar. This thing could fly at night, in bad weather, at 200 feet above the ground, at 600 miles per hour, and hit targets with precision. During Operation El Dorado Canyon in 1986, F-111s flew from England to Libya, a mission requiring multiple aerial refuelings, and struck their targets with devastating accuracy. The side-by-side seating made crew coordination easier, and the escape capsule system saved lives when things went wrong. The Aardvark retired in 1998, but pilots who flew it still rave about its capabilities. Beyond speed and precision, the F-111 introduced cutting-edge avionics that allowed pilots to navigate hostile territory with unmatched confidence. Its swing-wing design made it incredibly versatile, performing both low-level bombing runs and high-speed intercepts with equal skill. Even decades later, it remains a benchmark in strike aircraft engineering, influencing designs that followed. The F-15 Strike Eagle, undefeated in air combat with over 100 kills and 0 losses. That alone makes it legendary, but we're here for speed, and the Strike Eagle delivers Mach 2.5 in spades. What's remarkable is that this fighter has been continuously upgraded since the 1970s and is still being produced today. The F-15's design philosophy was simple: not a pound for air-to-ground, build the ultimate air superiority fighter. Later variants like the Strike Eagle added ground attack capability without sacrificing performance. The twin Pratt & Whitney engines produce so much thrust that the F-15 can accelerate while climbing vertically. Test pilots discovered it could fly with one wing missing after a mid-air collision, and it still landed safely. That's the kind of engineering that wins wars. Over 40 years since its first flight, the Eagle remains one of the most feared fighters in any sky. Welcome to the exotic territory. The MiG-31 Foxhound reaches Mach 2.83. That's over 1,860 miles per hour. And it was built for one purpose: hunt down American SR-71 Blackbirds and cruise missiles. Think about that. The Soviets were so concerned about high-speed threats that they designed an interceptor faster than almost anything flying. The Foxhound's radar can track targets over 200 miles away and engage multiple aircraft simultaneously. It operates at altitudes where the sky turns dark and the curvature of Earth becomes visible. Russia still operates upgraded versions today, using them to patrol the vast Arctic regions where speed and range matter more than agility. The MiG-31 represents a different philosophy. Control the high ground of the atmosphere, and you control the battlefield below. The MiG-25 Foxbat terrified Western intelligence when it first appeared. Capable of Mach 3.2, that's an astonishing 2,110 miles per hour, this Soviet interceptor was designed to counter high-flying American bombers like the B-70 Valkyrie. When Soviet pilot Viktor Belenko defected to Japan in 1976 with a MiG-25, American engineers who examined it were shocked. Instead of advanced titanium, much of it was built from steel. The electronics used vacuum tubes instead of transistors. But here's the genius: it worked. The Foxbat could reach 80,000 feet and outrun any missile of its era. Yes, it was a one-trick pony. Speed and altitude, not agility. But that trick was performed better than anything else flying. Some Foxbats set speed and altitude records that still stand today. Over 1,100 were built, and a few countries still operate them for reconnaissance, proving that sometimes brute force engineering creates legends. And here it is, the undisputed king. The SR-71 Blackbird achieved Mach 3.3 over 2,200 miles per hour and probably went even faster on classified missions. But calling the Blackbird a fighter jet is like calling Einstein just a scientist. This reconnaissance aircraft was so far ahead of its time that it's still unmatched over 50 years after its first flight. The Blackbird cruised at 85,000 feet, where pilots could see the curvature of Earth. Its titanium skin heated to over 500 degrees Fahrenheit at speed, so hot that the airframe actually expanded several inches. Fuel would leak on the runway because the tanks only sealed properly at temperature. When missiles were fired at it, pilots didn't evade, they just accelerated, and no missile ever caught one. In over 30 years of service, flying through the most hostile airspace imaginable, not a single SR-71 was lost to enemy action. Its official speed record of 2,193.2 miles per hour was set in 1976 and still stands today. The Blackbird didn't just push boundaries, it obliterated them and redefined what was possible. It remains the fastest air-breathing manned aircraft ever built, a testament to American ingenuity and the brilliance of Lockheed's Skunk Works. So there you have it. 15 of the fastest fighter jets ever to grace the skies, each one representing the absolute peak of engineering ambition. From the Eurofighter's modern versatility to the Blackbird's untouchable supremacy, these machines prove that when humans dream big, incredible things happen. Which jet surprised you the most? Are you Team America with the SR-71, or do you respect the Soviet engineering of the MiG-25? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss our content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.